Alright, so yesterday I read the latest chapter of Naruto, and it's chapter 631. So if you're not there, please don't watch this video because they're like huge spoilers. Almost like finding out who Toby is. Although it's not as big as that because that was kind of obvious. And recently I realized I had a picture of the Akatsuki. I was like, great, this picture holds up. But I read that yesterday. Got a text from my friend. It was like early in the morning too, and he was like, "You have to read it like right now," because I decided to wait. Um, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but I wait like 2 weeks now so I can read both chapters at once. Because after a while, I was like, I get like too hyped up, and then I only get like 15 little pages sometimes, and I was like, I just gotta, just wait and hold off. And like when I read the volume or read the chapter, I mean both chapters, they're both really good, especially 631. It just made me think like how Naruto is advanced from what it was when it originally started. And when I was watching it or when I was reading it, I was actually watching Naruto at the same time, and the first season of Shippuden. And I don't know, it was just like something about that chapter. It just changed everything. It just shows how everything's so different from what it used to be. It was really simple. Naruto's a kid in a village. People didn't really like him. You find out why because of the Nine Tails, and then he ends up paired with a guy he pretty much hates because everyone likes Sasuke and nobody likes Naruto, so they hate each other. And Sakura is just there, and she likes Sasuke. Hopefully she'll. I feel like with the new chapter 632 coming out, I feel like based on what she said in 631 with all of them together and her talking about how she's had enough time to save up her power, it instantly made me think she learned a jutsu from Tsunade, like when Tsunade does the regeneration stuff. Except I think it'll be more about strength instead of regeneration. But either way, I think it'll be pretty cool, and I'm really hoping that that is what that meant. Like she actually has some power that we just haven't seen yet that she learned from Tsunade. Even if it is the exact same power, I feel like it'll work differently for Sakura because she's a different person. She'll use it in her own way. Plus, she'll be fighting with Naruto and Sasuke. And if you think about it, whenever Tsunade used that, she was really only fighting for herself, or she used it, for when Pain came to the village. She wasn't fighting. She used it just to heal everybody else. So she hasn't really been fighting on a team when you think about it. Whenever she had to use that power, she was just healing everyone in the village the second time, and then the first time it was pretty much her just like wailing on Orochimaru, and that was about it. So even if it is the same thing, I feel like it'll work differently. And she did use it in the war. I forgot. Like I kind of forget about the fighting in the war because they haven't gone back to them in so long. They just showed the end results. So I kind of forget about that because it was so long ago. But like once again, when she used that, she didn't really use it to heal anybody else. She was just using it to fight. But hopefully that'll be different and it'll be cool and custom to Sakura. However Kishimoto decides to use it for her. But I was watching Shippuden again today, season one, and the episodes. Naruto comes back to the village and he finds out like Gaara is the Kazekage and all that stuff. It's just interesting to see that evolution of the characters. Like Gaara, of all people, Gaara becomes the Kazekage, the leader of his entire village, and he's the guy who in the beginning was like the guy with no eyebrows who just killed a bunch of people. But now he's the Kazekage. He's one of the troops or one of the squad leaders, and he is a Kage, and he's a very powerful character. Not just ninjutsu speaking, as far as him using his sand and stuff, but emotionally speaking, he is a powerful character because he has one of the greater developments of the side characters. You have stuff like how Neji developed in the early episodes, like the original Naruto, and like pretty much how everyone did during the Sasuke retrieval arc. Choji and Kiba and Neji, mostly Kiba or not Kiba, mostly Choji and Neji Like I feel like Kiba didn't have as much development as they did because this was like them getting over like huge steps in their life, and for Kiba I feel like it was just a recap of his life, like when he met Akamaru, so it wasn't as emotionally impactful, but it was still really good because it was stuff you didn't know in the beginning. But Gar had that huge development from the character who was just the evil guy who like sand coffined everybody, like broke Lee's arm and leg, to like the serious leader who's trying to help everyone in the ninja world because he cares now. He cares about everyone and not just his village, but the entire world. He wants to save people, and he learns about his mom and all that stuff, and you know like that's just a huge development for his character, and he's like I said, one of the side characters, but that's like a huge development that he had when he found out the truth, and he met his dad again, or well, yeah, met his dad again because he obviously knew his dad, but he met his dad again and he found out everything about his mom and all types of stuff like that. And now you have like the main characters, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Obviously they've had like huge evolutions. Sakura the least out of all of them, of course, but even Sakura has had a huge evolution. Like she used to be the character that everybody hated, and a lot of people do still hate her. I didn't like personally. I didn't really like her that much. I didn't hate her, but I didn't really like her. And if you really think about it, Ino still has nothing. I mean, she did the like in the last chapter, she connected everybody. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't think she could do that. I didn't think she was that strong, but she is. So that's probably like the biggest thing. She has that connection now, or that she can do the whole connecting everyone on the field at the same time deal. I thought, okay, that's pretty sweet. That's at least something for her because all she's ever had is the transfer jutsu. But it's always like she does that, and then Choji comes in and does the human boulder thing. That's always been the thing in like all of the games. That was always her thing. That Choji would come in and do that, or she had like a random move that was just like, here's some flowers, and they exploded. So unfortunately, she still doesn't really have that much that's special for her. But Sakura, after they got Tsunade and stuff, she trained with her, and now she's like the cool. She's pretty much young Tsunade, and she's still her, but like I said, young Tsunade. Like I was watching episodes again today, and Jiraiya said it. I think he said it twice. How she's exactly like Tsunade. Like a mirror image. It's short temper, super strong, and that's become her development. But it's more than that because she's basically the balancing act between Naruto and Sasuke because she's trying to get Sasuke back just like Naruto, except she does it. I mean, they both love him. You can make any jokes you want, but obviously Naruto and Sakura both love Sasuke. But Sakura wants to be with Sasuke. Once again, you can make all the jokes you want about Naruto winning the same thing, but that's what she wanted for the longest time, and now it seems like she doesn't. She's moved past that, but she still wants him back in the village, and that was another development that she had. That now it seems like she's on the same level as Naruto, where she still cares about him, but she knows that it's not gonna be like when they were kids, and she was just like fawning all over him and stuff. She's just at that level where she wants to protect, someone she still cares about who's from her village. And Naruto, who's obviously the main character, so of course he's had all types of developments left and right. Learning about both his parents. Jiraiya basically being a father figure, just like Iruka was when he was really young. But then Jiraiya took over and taught him Rasengan and a bunch of other moves. So he's had like mentors, and he's created bonds with all the people in the village because he grew up as an orphan, and so he wants to protect the bond he has with Sasuke. And Sasuke, having lost all his bonds, excuse me, having lost all his bonds, he pretty much like that's why he was so angry for so long. And then he finds out about Itachi and everything that happened with him, and it's like instead of becoming a good guy, he continued to be evil, but towards different people. Once Itachi was gone, it was just like, well, now I have to be. He kind of felt like he had to be angry at somebody else, and that's what he did. And I guess that's why a lot of people didn't like him. I always thought he was cool. Just I don't know. I guess he had lightning powers. I guess that was really it, and a katana. And I always thought his character design was sweet, but I always thought he was just so angry for no reason. Not really no reason. It was just that he was angry for the wrong reasons at the wrong people. Because like if you're caught up once again, like Itachi said, he told him that because he didn't want him to attack the village. He wanted him to know that the village is that important. And in 631, he flat out says he wants to be Hokage because he wants to change the village. And it finally shows that he does realize what Itachi said now, after Hashirama's story and all that stuff too. He finally realizes what he wants to do is actually protect the village, because even though it caused him to lose everyone in his clan, including his brother, which he did himself out of rage, it was because the village is that important as a whole. It's more than, one person or even an entire clan. It's the entire village. It's almost like a world within itself. And it is actually that important, and it's something you should protect. And I thought, it's an amazing development, and it's really going to be interesting to see. Like, hopefully he doesn't just turn evil again. I feel like I'd be hard pressed to find a way to just flip him back evil. But Kishimoto is all this stuff that comes up in Naruto. I'm always like, I'd never possibly think of that. So it might work out that he turns evil again somehow. I don't know. I hope not, because I feel like it would be a little cheesy. But you never really know. And like where it is right now, I'm really glad. They're back together. They're about to fight. And I assume Orochimaru is going to be the main villain, because I feel like they're just going to beat up Madara, or Hashirama will, or somebody's going to beat up Madara, and then they're going to beat Obito. Or maybe he'll turn good too, I don't know. People can flip-flop whatever they want. I'll just be happy. But just how it's advanced, like I'm really glad of where it's ended up so far. People have a lot of complaints about, all types of stuff. I generally just read it and I'm like, okay, I like this, I like that. I don't like flashbacks that much. I enjoy them, but when they're super long, like the Hashirama thing, I didn't really enjoy it too much. Like it's nice to learn the stories, and when I first read through them, it was nothing. But I guess thinking back on it right now, it was kind of like, like a lot of people compared it basically to Naruto and Sasuke's story. It was almost the same thing, except they did each have family. They were just on opposite sides of a war. And, certain aspects were interesting to see, like when they finally, founded the village. That was interesting to look at, and how they eventually broke off from being friends and things like that. I thought that was probably my favorite parts, when they would like advance through time. I think it was like in one chapter they kept going through all the separate fights until like the very last one when Madara finally gave up. That was probably my favorite one. And he mentioned like to Hashirama, like if you can either kill yourself or kill your brother, and that'll prove to me how you care about the village and stuff. And Hashirama was gonna kill himself, and he stopped, and Madara stopped him. And I thought that was a really good chapter to just show how much Hashirama cared about the village, and how Madara was, as far as I can't really say being honorable, but I can't think of the right word, but just showing how he is as a character, his development as well, and how his thought process of, I'm not gonna let this guy kill himself because he is the right person to take care of the village. And I thought that was interesting, even though now he's just gonna try to destroy it anyway, or destroy the world really. But that was interesting to see how that development went. And now it's decades later, and they're both back to life, and they're probably gonna fight it out and this and that. But whatever happens, I'm sure it'll look really cool. I can't wait till all this stuff gets animated. Like I haven't watched the anime in a long time because they keep doing all these fillers. But it was like a really old filler. It's because I haven't watched it in like months actually, and it's the old filler. It went all the way back to like when they still had Sai on their team and Yamato, and they were all doing some random mission. I was like, this just jumps backwards like a year or something. So I didn't even bother watching it because it was like the first part. It said like episode one of like I think it was called Power, and it's like 5 episodes together. And I was like, I'm just not even gonna waste my time. But now they've had they've gotten past that. There's still some fillers with other characters from old Naruto like the Sound Ninja 4, and I know I've talked about this at some point, but like Kimimaro and stuff coming back. Yeah, it was when I was doing the review for like last season of Naruto or whatever. But they've done fillers and stuff for like Sound Ninja 4 and some other random fillers for just people from other villages who were old characters. Some of them were actually good. I saw I can't remember her name, but it was the woman who has like the magma power. Like all the seven ninja swordsmen each had a filler episode. Those were all pretty good. And then the woman who had like the magma power, she has like green. Her hair is like the top is green and then it's orange, or it's orange on top and green on bottom, whatever it is. She had a filler that was actually pretty interesting because she had to fight against her student that she used to train, and she told her like, I didn't actually die fighting um this war or whatever. I was basically sent to get killed. I thought that was just an interesting story element that she flat out like she went just to be killed like as a sacrifice, and everybody in the village was lied to and they said she died in battle. And I just thought that was a cool episode. But how it's evolved since the war has begun. People died unfortunately, like Neji. That really sucks. But people have died. People have been reborn and reanimated, all this stuff. Itachi and Sasuke, when they fought Kabuto, that was also a great moment. Just how they connected, I really enjoyed that too. And so now everything's come like full circle, and Sasuke has decided he's gonna protect the village. Naruto's obviously he decided that like episode 1 he wants to be Hokage. So they both want to protect the village now. Sakura wants to protect them both and the village, and everyone else pretty much wants to protect the world and their villages. And I'm really curious to see, what that leads to once they defeat all the enemies. What could the next big problem possibly be? Even if it is Orochimaru, what, you know, what big problem will he create that could possibly create like a whole new arc of them having to beat him? That's what I'm curious about. But let me know what you think about Naruto, where it's been, where it is right now, and where you think it might go. Because right now, I know I'm really excited that all the Hokages are back. The fourth Hokage doing the cloak. That was pretty cool. I didn't see that coming personally, but I really enjoyed it because he's such a cool character. He's really sweet. So I want to see him fight some more people and stuff like that. But comment, let me know where you think it is, where it's going. If you don't even like Naruto, but for some reason you watch this all the way to the end, I don't know. What do you not like about Naruto? Why don't you like it? This, that. But comment, rate, subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching.